Welcome back to the Death Curse. Yeah, apologize about the water in the background. Might only be a little while before it's gone. So I'll try not to talk too much during the beginning portions. That said, last session, Grun was eaten by a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and they kept walking towards the Firefinger, which they can now see off in the distance. Is probably about a day's worth of travel away towards the end of their daily rest. Comes to nightfall, they'll begin their journey then. That said, you know the drill. Roll a dice.
What was it, 3d20?
Start with the first one.
17.
D100, please.
Okay. 9.
Okay. So as you're kind of moving along, heading over in that direction, you see what appear to be bodies, kind of slumped over, knocked out in trees. You're pretty sure they're all dead, but they look familiar. They look like the Zentarum that you saw. They look like they're dressed similarly to the Zentarum you saw earlier near the near Drunkerlund.
Can we examine and see how they died?
Looks like they were killed with various manner of spellcraft. Looks like some sort of spellcaster um, combated these individuals and defeated them with arcane magic. They're probably about a few hours old. You're pretty sure that this probably happened in the evening time.
Mm.
While we're having this discussion, Jeremy, go ahead and make me a survival check to see how well you've camped up for the night.
10.
So not too far from where you're located, it being dark and night, you would note that Hackenstone and Azakar kind of focused in on campfire light. Um, Not sure what happens to be present there. The one thing you will note about the Zentarum bodies is they've been looted of all of their gear and everything they have.
Um. No, I've got. No, I've got nothing. Sorry. But it looks like they did try to fight back.
Oh yeah, looks like there was definitely a skirmish here, but whoever
Okay.
was engaging with them used pretty decently powerful magic and defeated them pretty quickly, from what you can tell. But they've been dead for a little while now. Um, Relatively fresh.
Any items of interest on them?
Again, all items look like they've been taken by
Okay.
someone else.
We don't see any tracks of who they might have encountered, where they might have been headed towards.
Make a survival check.
Ooh, not the best. Oh, it is pretty decent. 22.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that someone with pretty heavy-sized boots kind of moved that way towards that campfire.
Mm. Pointed out to One Eye and Shadow. They seem to keep their wits about them. Should we avoid confrontation if they were able to take it? How many were dead? I'm sorry.
About 5.
Yeah, with magic? Yeah, maybe not the best thing.
Let's see. If you want to, Kevin, make a intelligence arcana check to see if you can kind of tell what spells might have been cast here.
Sure. 14.
You're pretty sure you see the telltale signs of magic missile. It looks like the complementary attacks, but you also notice something that they're not paying attention to. Some of these cuts don't appear to be from just magic. They look like they might have been from like an axe or something.
It's like a magical axe. Is that what you're trying to say?
You're not sure if it was magic or not.
Hmm.
But
So it could
whoever,
have been both magic and melee at the same time.
there might have been
Yeah.
multiple persons who were engaging in the fight. Possibly someone with a guard.
Interesting.
Doral, your survival checks let you know also it doesn't look like there were more than one person. It looks like it was just one individual.
That conflicts with Calder's findings.
On Discord.
Also, hi Calder. I'm Doral. I leave it to you guys. Do you wanna track down the individual responsible?
Whatever people want to do.
Yeah, we don't want him coming up on us while we're fighting terror folk.
That's fair.
Okay. As you're kind of maneuvering on, you're trying to avoid that location. Is that what you're saying?
Is that what you said, Steve, or do you say you want to deal with it? So
Well, I think he was getting it.
No, yeah, we should parlay. Either make some sort of like peace, so this guy doesn't. He seems to be an individual opportunity. So we can either parlay with him so he doesn't mess with us while we're trying to fight terrorfolk, or if he's just some psychopath who murders people in the jungle, then we'll just take him out.
Sure. So as you're kind of moving past, you see that there's kind of like a nice point for an ambush, and it looks like it was kind of moving away from that point, which was also a decent spot for an ambush. So whoever this person was survived a Zentarum ambush. It looks like at the last stage of it, there were 2 other Zentarum who were felled. It looks like one was basically obliterated with some sort of acid. Looks like the body's kind of melted away and is kind of slogged into the mud. And another person looks like they were trying to run away, but it looks like they were battered down by some form of magic, presumably a magic missile or some other force spell. Zentarum is something Shadow knows about. If he wants to talk about them, he can. But other than that, from this distance, you guys as a group would be able to see the camp up ahead. If you're wanting to advance past this point on the camp, you're going to either be seen or you're going to attempt to do so quietly and stealthily.
Yeah,
So you said we
should
gathered
try
that.
to be sneaky.
Sorry,
Go ahead,
you
Steve.
said that we gathered that they attacked him.
Looks like he was it looks like this place was good for an ambush, and it looks like the ambushers were the Zentarum, but they were bested.
Okay, that changes things a little bit.
Do we want to send a scout ahead? Someone who might be a little sneakier than the others?
Nope.
My ears are burning.
You hear Azaka in the background kind of whisper, those of you that are close to her, we don't have time for this. If we're going to make it there before night ends, before the sun rises, we need to move.
I would go with what Azaka is saying.
I'll shrug and start heading towards them as well.
You guys are going with you 2 are going with Azaka. Anybody else going towards the campfire?
I'll sneak up there. I'll check it out.
Taking the mantle of pillar off.
No,
I'll go with
no.
It seems a waste.
Are you doing so stealthily? Or
Stealth
just
check
walking?
for you? Yes.
Yeah, go ahead and make a stealth check.
Disadvantage.
Jeremy, go ahead and make me a
11.
perception check.
$16.
You see what appears to be a very out of place Furbolg in metal armor kind of approaching you. It looks like he's trying to be stealthy, but very clumsily doing so. He definitely distracts you away from anyone else who's in his group, but you think there might be more than one.
When I see him approaching, I cast jump on myself and leap backward as far as I can.
Okay. You see this. Describe your character.
Green dragonborn in heavy armor. Nothing in his hands, but he's got lots of bags.
And if I recall correctly, too, your armor is painted red, correct?
Sure, probably.
Yeah.
Would make sense.
He says some magic words and then jumps about a dozen feet or so back and away from you, landing in a bush.
Hey there. seems the stealthy approach wasn't appropriate. Made you no harm. Just checking for survivors. Looked like a skirmish.
He gets shot by a bunch of arrows too.
There's like a pack of 6 ground that just.
I put on a shield.
Okay.
You wanna back me up on this?
We can tell what he is just from like looking at him, right?
Some Dragonborn knight.
Some Dragonborn. I'll speak in Draconic and I'll say, like, I'll bark out, "We mean you no harm. We're here to parlay."
The tongue that's spoken, it's Draconic, but it comes off more kobold or lizard-like. It doesn't seem to have the finery of a Dragonborn or a dragon, but it's calm words.
I pick up my hand. It looks like I'm waving back at you, and an axe just snaps into it. And then I fall forward on my face.
Like,
You okay?
pass out?
I don't know. Go check him.
Do you need medical attention?
Like you
Um,
passed, like you fell forward, like you passed out, or like is
You
are
you can't
He's
tell
dropped
now
to the
because
ground.
he's inside of the bush, but it looks like he just falls over.
Also hilarious. But yeah.
Are we up there with you,
You
or
kinda-
did you go ahead
you can be.
stealthily? I'm gonna go up and in Draconic say, "Are you well, cousin?"
You don't see him or any response. He basically goes, and then just whoosh into a bush.
Okay, I'm going to go to the bush.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow him.
Jeremy, a strange lizard folk and furbolg are approaching the bush. What do you do?
I lie there motionless.
Alright.
I take out a javelin and take the non-pokey side and say, "Cousin, are you well?" and lightly poke him. Or poke in the bush. If I don't see him, I just poke around in the bush.
Okay. Yeah, you can find him. He's kind of pulling the bush portions that he landed on in down with him. There's just a big green scaled figure in red chainmail armor laying there with an axe in his hand and a shield on his left arm.
Are his eyes open?
I don't know, are his eyes open?
Nah.
I take out a water skin and I try to give him some water.
Starts pouring water on you.
Good. Waterboarding a dragonborn.
It's surefire.
Do you,
Does he seem injured at all?
I'm gonna assume I'm blacked out, exhausted. I mean, it's hot out here.
Yeah, he
Okay.
appears
So
very tired.
water's not a bad idea.
I saw you a message in Discord, John.
Yep.
Well, I mean, he wasn't outright hostile. Wait, Rusk, you wanna give me a hand? We'll bring him back to his camp. Make sure he doesn't, die of exposure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I
So-
absolutely help out.
As you try to lift him up and kind of start pouring water into his mouth, he kind of starts kind of breathing out like a very tired lizard would do. He doesn't seem like he's very. Based on what he's wearing, he doesn't look like he's dressed for the territory, and also based on what he probably did back there, he's probably tuckered out a bit.
Oh, poor little guy.
So cute. Little.
All tuckered out.
We'll continue as Doral said, to pull him back to his camp and try to relax him, give him water, etc. Tell the rest of the group it seems safe.
Hackenstone, Azaka, and Shadow kind of stand there towards the far back on the path that they were on, just arms crossed, watching from a distance. Shadow not getting killed. It's the best place to be. And Azaka seems to be very upset, becoming more visibly upset by the moment as time passes.
Could I speak
Well,
to
how
her
does
and
she
ask
make
her
friends?
why are we rushing to get to the?
If we don't make it there by nightfall, then we have to camp near and around it, and they'll see us during the day.
Who will see us?
Hackenstone goes, as she kind of storms away from you, Hackenstone's, the Terra folk. I mean, that's what we're here for, right?
So they won't see us at night if we approach by night.
Probably not as likely, no.
Okay. How much time do we have, John, of night left?
Night just started. You still have another 2 hexes to move before you get there. So
Okay. So then either we should hurry up and make it, or we should camp so that we're not in sight of the Firefinger during the daytime.
correct.
Okay.
The dead bodies. Did they have armor on? Anything lingering, or did he strip them completely?
He didn't take their armor off of them, but the armor that they were wearing doesn't look like it made it too well out of the combat.
I'm just looking for metal. If I'm capable, I'd like to use the druid ritual and kind of craft a wheelbarrow. Try to meet halfway on this situation.
Sure, I'll allow it.
Yeah, we're gonna take this fellow with us. Can't leave him out here to die.
Drop him into a wheelbarrow.
Should we try healing him?
He doesn't look injured. He's just exhausted.
Yeah, he looks
Oh, he's just tired.
He fought 5 or 6 guys all at once, and then
Well, maybe we should take his armor off him if that's what's like making him all hot and bothered.
Just takes clothes off, duty's hot and bothered.
we'll do that as well. But I'm going with the wheelbarrow plan as well. On top of that,
Okay. Yeah, you forge a wheelbarrow and throw a dragonborn in it while Old One Eye starts uncinching the straps and pulling the chainmail armor off of him. Do you resist?
No, I don't think I'm capable of resisting.
More just gurgle, murgle, kind of.
Take it. You like it.
Maybe muttering senpai under my breath.
Take it off, boy.
we're recruiting.
Okay. All right.
Time for your hazing.
No, this is me taking charge.
So what's the plan?
Wheel this new best friend north towards the Firefinger. Post haste.
Take this exhausted man with us to the terror folk. Worst case scenario, we'll use him as he can be bait.
Yeah.
As a distraction.
Just
I'm open to suggestions.
before we get to the question that I know is inevitably coming, being bobbed around in the jungle in a wheelbarrow as you're being bumped up and down on branches, rocks, and whatnot, and slumped in there as you are, is not going to be an ideal situation for resting. So, no, you will not be engaging in activity, but no, you will not be getting rid of the level of exhaustion that you have. It's not like he is dragging around a
Oh, no, that's totally fine. I'm taking this exhaustion. It only makes sense to wander out in the jungle on your own and get wrecked.
Yeah. So, yeah, the 3 in the back remain there. The other rest of you stay there with him. He doesn't look like he's very responsive, and he doesn't really defend himself from your accosting of him.
So where are we headed?
Calder, can you do me a favor and make me
Hashtag Fire Festival.
intelligence history check?
Or what was that?
Can you make me an intelligence history check?
6.
Okay. Something about his attire and the way he looks as it's slowly taken off of him and put neatly into, a bag or something. It looks familiar, but you can't place it. I mean, I'm not driving here, guys, so tell me what you're doing. Get to work.
I mean, if we want to get there before the night's over, we need to keep pushing forward. We're wasting time.
Yep.
Yeah,
Sure, she's frustrated, so
Yeah, we put him in the wheelbarrow so that we can keep moving.
Yeah.
I'm going to explain to the others what Azaka said about how we want to make sure we approach the Firefinger at night so that we're not seen.
Hey,
Makes sense.
I just be following suit. I've only been with you guys for like a day or some shit.
Azaka kind of sees what the situation is as you're regrouping with it, and she says, "It's not going to work at all. Leave him. He's not our problem. This is the second person you've randomly rescued in the past 2 days. I, she kind of guffaws and kind of steps off the side. Hackinson kind of walks over to you guys and goes, "Hey, that guy looks pooped. I don't think he's gonna do us much help. And it's a bit more baggage. We're gonna be climbing a lot tomorrow, today, tonight, one of those. So, unless you're thinking about strapping him onto a backpack and dragging him up with you, you're not doing him a world of service by carrying him with us. You know what I'm saying? So, if you want to keep him, we might have to delay our approach. If we get any closer, we're going to get attacked. It's going to make Azaka a bit upset since we're so close to what she wants to do here, but yeah, hopefully we don't run into any other random passerbys tomorrow, or we'll have to stop for them, I guess. But
Die.
what do you want to do?
Well, if we stop for an extra day, it'll give our wheelbarrow friend here a chance to recover, I suppose. And then maybe he'll be of service.
Yeah, not be wrecked and maybe capable of taking care of himself.
Or you just wheel him on down.
And one more body never hurt.
Yeah, like, I don't mind. It's one more day. Like, we've already been in the jungle for weeks, like, or however long. Like, what's one more day?
As you guys start to plan that being the case, you hear Azaka in the background kind of and start climbing up a tree, set up a perch, and start taking watch.
See if she's on board. We're all good.
Job ever having a time limit.
Yeah, so you make camp, and let's make the wheelbarrow a little more comfortable for our friend. You know, get some leaves, make a little pillow. That
I
way
was
he can
going
have.
to gingerly dump him, but I appreciate the wheelbarrow still coming into play, so I agree with that.
Okay.
I don't want to waste this.
So since we're holding ground and not going to the Firefinger again, the
I don't know, man. You know how we feel about Hugh Hackenstone. He says something, we're just like, yeah, that's the best idea I've ever heard.
Thanks, Dad, for the advice.
well, he said leave him. So I mean, you want to go with that one instead, or
I'll meet him halfway.
He petered off towards us getting our way, so.
so you'll be one more square up if you didn't already move it, which it didn't look like you did, and
Did not.
You'll need to roll me for the night and then for the day. If your plan is to rest throughout the entirety, it's more or less just going to be defensive, just downtime kind of situation here. So I need everybody to get 8 hours. You'll probably be doing so during the day because your cycles are out that way, with the exception of your new friend. And I need watches for that daytime. So you're going to be doing
I'll
that.
take
So
first.
what? I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I know what watches you guys are. Well, actually, go ahead and discuss it now. It's been a while since we played, so you may have forgotten what order you're in.
Don't we have an elf? Is there an elf with us?
Yeah.
They
I'm an
trained
elf.
so they could stay up all night. That way we could all get sleep.
Yep.
Okay, if you trust him, sounds good. That said, I need.
We're asking
Now I
the guy
don't
we
know.
met yesterday.
Yeah, no.
The guy we met
Confidence
yesterday.
immediately shaken.
Guy
I
on this
forgot that we
dragonborn
just met him.
We've salvaged into a wheelbarrow.
We sleep. New guy, you watch us.
Waking me up if he
Don't
stirs.
stab us in our sleep. We trust you.
He lightning bolted the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Do you know our names?
Yeah, we all met and all that, right? We did that last session.
Yeah, it's
Just test it.
history.
So 5d20 is what I need, one at a time.
Who's rolling?
Go, Andy.
Sure.
Roll a d100. Let me know what you got.
Sure. I got a 19 on the 20 on the D20 and a 15 on the D100.
Okay. All right. So as you guys are all kind of just milling about, just relaxing, chilling out, hanging around, um, the Dragonborn is tired. You get him onto the ground, you set him down. Every so often you hear him go, and you kind of just pour some water down his throat, and he starts to go and kind of gain a little bit of himself like midway through the day, or midway through the morning rather. But also in the morning, as you guys are kind of just sitting there idly, one eye you kind of are paying attention on the outskirts, taking a good kind of casual course around, and you come to a point that's close to the ravine, like down into the river, and you see a tree that looks like it's kind of growing out the side of the cliff and kind of stretches out, kind of at a bit of an angle, 30 or so, 45-degree angle, out over the ravine. It's by itself. All the other trees are ingrowing, towards the land. But sitting at the base of the tree, the roots kind of coming up out of the dirt and out of the rock. Standing on one of those roots is a small black-skinned creature. Its head kind of bobbles side to side with its
poor
white
spirit.
mask. And then it sees you, and then it starts to jump up the tree.
Ooh, I follow him.
Okay.
Do I feel like is the tree sturdy enough that I can just kind of walk along it, or am I gonna have to actually like climb?
When you get to the tree and kind of look out over the ravine, it's probably a good 200 feet or so down at a slope to the river below, where it kind of meets its terminus in the ground. The river Tariki flowing down south from Port Nyanzaru. It's definitely a scary sight to behold. All throughout the cliffside, there are similar kind of branches and shrubs and such that grow out of it, and you think you see what looks like a goat kind of standing on the face of the rock as well, but you're pretty sure that's probably not true. As you kind of make your approach onto the tree, it's definitely a balance game to be sure, but you also feel like it hasn't been walked on or moved on by anything ever, and you can kind of feel dust and old leaves that have just kind of hung inside of the tree fall out of it as you slowly get out onto the tree a little bit and fall down like a cloud of debris kind of floating down towards the bottom. Do you want to risk it?
And like, is the forest spirit kind of like tootly doing on the tree? Like,
It seems to have stopped up at like a small little cosp. It looks like it might have been an old nest of some sort, and it's had kind of just.
do I see anything of like that's of interest on the tree, or is this literally just a tree?
It's kind of like
jutting?
up at an angle, so you're trying to look up onto like a ledge that you're not able to see up on top of. You'd have to climb out there to get to it.
Cool. But yeah, so I was gonna. Well, if I feel like I actually need to climb, like use the climbing skill, I would want to use a potion of climbing so I don't fall to my. But if I feel like I can just go for it.
You can do it one of two ways. You can either climb it and try and hold yourself to it safely, or you can try and acrobatics balance yourself, walk up the way. Your call. But it sounds like you have a better chance with that potion of climbing.
If the potion of climbing just gives me advantage, or does it actually give me a movement speed, like a climbing speed? Oh, just advantage on climbing checks.
Yeah.
You know what? That's still better than raw dog in it. So yeah, I'll pop a potion of climbing and then try to
Steve,
climb
look
up
at
to
the
this
chat.
nest.
Do you do that as well?
What? Grab the rod as a safety net.
Yeah.
That's probably a good idea. Even though, yeah, I could
Okay.
pop my arm out of the socket, but whatever.
If you're using the rod, not as a failsafe, but as a measure to kind of gain a strong surface of support, you already have advantage for your climb check, so that's fine. But because you're effectively creating a different type of surface, the DC rather will be different than it normally would be. So go ahead and make a climb check with advantage.
Climbing is just athletics, I believe.
Yep.
I think so.
17.
Good enough. All right. You make your way on up to the top there and roll me a D100.
26.
You find 1,000 Pterafolk.
But
You got played.
they are small.
You said 26.
26.
Okay. So you find a single arrow that's been lodged in the nest, and then kind of hanging on the arrow, kind of looks like the arrow might have been shot through it, is a single ring. The ring has kind of a feather-like quality on both sides of the ring band, and the gemstone appears to be a soft-colored, like almost white, yellow opal.
Cool. Can I yank the arrow out?
Sure.
All right, yeah, and then I'll grab the ring. I'll put it on. Do I feel anything immediately?
Yeah, let me check. Real quick, bear with me here. No, it feels like just a ring slipped onto your finger.
Oh, cool.
The arrow looks really nice as well.
Ooh. Can I tell like the make of it, or is it pretty?
It appears to be Cholton, but it appears that it's a very old style of arrow. But if it was left out here to its own devices, it should have rotted away or broken apart. But it seems to have maintained itself.
Cool. Yeah, I'll put that in one of my quivers.
You also notice too that you kind of look up to see the Chingwa, see if it's still there. It's not.
Ah, the mysteries of the forest spirits. Yeah, I'll make my way back down to the camp.
Okay. All right. You head back down to the camp.
If Doral's awake, I'll ask him to identify the ring.
Okay. Yeah, it's still nighttime at this point. So yeah, you definitely are able to talk to Doral because you would have been traveling throughout the night. You stopped instead. So yeah, Doral's awake. You want to cast Identify on the two objects?
Yeah, if I can. Ritual.
Yep. Take some time. It's a ring of feather falling and a +2 magic arrow.
Ooh.
Double nice.
All right. The Dragonborn's still sleeping. It's actually gotten to a less staggered, less exhausted form of sleep, and is kind of just full on getting that beautiful REM. But yeah, you continue on with your last portion of the night, and roll a d20.
I'll do it. 17.
Okay. Yeah, nothing really happens through that last portion of the night into the morning. The Dragonborn wakes up as you start to prepare yourselves for watches. Hackenstone kind of stays awake, but Azaka, you can see her up in her post. She's already made her way to sleep. But you awake. There's a group of individuals who've taken around you. Looks like they've nursed you back to health. Your gear's not too far from where you're laying. Yeah.
Anybody that's awake, I kind of look in the eye and keep my eyes dart back and forth to my gear, to them.
It's yours.
The Furbolg says.
You can have it.
We only stripped you down for your own comfort.
Thank you for saving me. I've been out here a while. I'll start to gear up.
Well, the dwarf kind of steps forward. If you're planning on traveling by yourself, good luck to you. Drink a lot of water. There's a river just down that way. If you're willing to climb it, it should lead you if you head north up to Port Nyanzaru, largest port in all of Chult. But if you're not a coward, we're about to go kill some effectively menaces to this great island and return a relic to our friend up there. Points to the tree where the woman's sleeping. Your call. Do what you like.
Ugh. Which menace?
Terrifying.
I tell him, doesn't matter. It would be more dangerous to try to go back on your own. You're safer with us, no matter what we're doing.
I assure you, it matters. Terrafolk, I'm in. I'll throw I got a pouch with 10 gold in it. I'll throw it to Hackenstone.
He catches it, looks in the
He's
bag,
proud.
closes it, puts it on
So-
his belt.
That's all I got. And I throw down a light crossbow and bolts. That's all I have to spare.
You gonna kill Terrafolk? Like you killed those Zentarum?
I'll do what I can.
Alright, well, if you kill at least one, then you're more than worth our saving you.
I assume he's relatively recognizable even to me.
Yeah. He kind of
Yeah.
has a bit of a notoriety from the port, and you've been here for a while, so.
And I know guide rules and stuff like that. So I'll pay him what I can.
Okay. The others kind of look at the exchange indifferently. Or,
Did you sleep okay?
I did. Thank you. Thank you for the water, whoever was pouring it.
Oh, that's Rusk. He's a nice guy.
so yeah, the party to you looks like it's Tabaxi, 2 lizard folk, a furbolg, and an elf, a dwarf, and a Cholton woman. Definitely a ragtag, rough and tumble group. They look like they've
Oh, yeah,
seen.
totally fucked, but they look ready to go. So
Yeah.
I'm on board.
Yeah.
Do you have a name?
Tor.
Tore that stuff wide open.
The
So the what?
the dwarf says, I'll sit on first watch. That's fine. You guys go ahead and get to sleep.
Tor would sit up also. He's pretty well rested right now.
Yeah. It kind of looks like Hackenstone's kind of eyeing the Dragonborn curiously.
Eye away. He's got 2, right?
Yeah, no, he just got the one.
Yeah. Well,
Does everybody else go to sleep, or does anybody else stay on the first watch?
Now that there's a new kid here, I will be staying up.
Okay. Elf, are you
I sleep.
popping right to trance for the first round?
I guess.
Okay. Shadow. Sleep.
Sleep.
And Doral.
Sleeping.
Okay. Hackenstone doesn't really make too much of a care for it, but after about 10 minutes or so, after it looks like everyone's kind of gone to sleep, he kind of walks over to Tor and says, I think I saw you a while ago, heading into the forests with other folks in red garb. Am I wrong?
could have been me. When was it?
A few months ago, I don't remember. Time kind of flies by when you're having fun.
That's fair. Could have been me. Yeah, I travel with guys in red.
All right. Well, I don't ask too many questions about it then, since I know a bit about what that's going on. Hopefully they find what they're looking for.
Oh, they're never done. That's why we left.
I won't pry. He says as he kind of meanders over to his rations. Rusk, you said you were awake, kind of keeping an eye on it, so you probably would have overheard
Yeah.
a bit of that exchange.
Yep.
You guys got water that I could fill these skins with?
I'd given you what I had to spare currently.
The dwarf throws you his water skin. It says, Doral's got the miracles of water creation. He'll make some in the morning or
man.
in the evening.
Sounds great.
All right. Roll a d20. Jeremy. Watch goes
11.
Watch goes by uneventfully. All right. Rusk, who do you wake up for the second watch?
You're welcome.
I don't even remember who was supposed to wake up. Let's go.
Waking up the elf, right? So he
The elf's just trancing. He should still be good. The elf should just be a second set of eyes.
Yep.
So-
I'll wake up the other lizard folk.
Okay. Old One Eye, you're woken up. Calder, you kind of stand up from your trance. Second watch. Go ahead and roll a d20.
12.
Uneventful. Very boring. But throughout the day, the thing that you're focusing on is the Firefinger. And from this distance, you can still see that there are shapes that are kind of flying around it, kind of like, circling around the tower. It looks like every so often they dive down into the ravine, the river area. So you presume that that's where they do a lot of their hunting. Okay. Last but not least, who do you wake up? One Eye?
I suppose I'll wake up Shadow and Dor.
Okay. Doral, are you going to commit to any miracle, any prayers or castings of any kind of spells during your watch? Anything that might be useful for the group?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Would I need? I want to create water, but would I be able to do so just into the skins, or does it have
Yeah.
to be into a container? Okay.
All out to go, kind of like a, feeding of the 5,000 kind of situation where you're
Cool.
continually pouring water through. That's fine.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that.
And Azaka also wakes
Refill
up
all
for
the skins.
third watch as well. But yeah, all the skins that you guys have on you, the extra skins that you pulled off of Grun's corpse, which would have been a total of, I think, 5 more, are all filled with water. You basically are just sloshing about for your travels in the night. And you see this happen, Tor. They fill up all your water skin as well. Azaka seems to be kind of eyeing you like Hackenstone did, but she doesn't seem to be as knowing. She just seems to be annoyed. And roll a d20. Zach, go ahead.
Okay. That is a 4.
Okay. Another uneventful watch, and the night starts to set in. You are a little tired, but not. You haven't done anything extraneous, Tor. You're just going to be staying up a little bit late, having kind of relaxed and rested all throughout the day, and slept all throughout the night of the last evening. That said, you guys are going to start your march, gathering up all your things. Go ahead and move yourself 1 pip forward, and roll a d20.
I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
3.
Uneventful travels, and you get to the Firefinger just as you start to see, the sun finish its descent, and all the Terra folks seem to kind of rush into this tower of stone that you see before you. Now, I posted the picture in Discord for you to see what it looks like, so everyone has a good mental image. For those watching at home, it is a 3 or so hundred feet tall spire of rock, just kind of jagged, with a kind of tower sitting out on top of it that burns continuously, like a candle, just setting in the jungle. Yeah, it looks like from this distance you can't see much in the ways of points of egress, but it does look like there are some kind of cave mouths on the side of the Firefinger. But yeah, you move over towards it, and Azaka seems to know where she's going. She says we shouldn't have too much trouble with them, and if we're going to be climbing, we need to do so quickly. I will lead, and once we get to the top, I will try and make sure everyone else is able to make it up safely to the top of the ladder.
What can you tell us about the climb?
It's a ladder. She points to the ladder, and you'll need to move quickly.
Does it look like do we see the ladder?
Yeah.
Does it look sturdy enough to hold the heaviest of us with armor?
Looks like it's very old, but very, very sturdy.
Forgive me if you said so already. How tall is the Firefinger itself?
You're now at the base of it, so you're looking straight up at about 300 feet of stone. Yep. All right. So she says she'll take the lead. Does anybody want to halter on that for something different?
I would mention to her that I am a good climber. So if she would prefer me to take the lead, I'd be happy to do that.
Would she have any suggestion as to what kind of marching order we're going up this ladder?
She doesn't seem to concern herself with that. In response to Shadow, she says, "I too am a good climber. I understand. If you want to go first, though, I suppose I am the one guiding you here, and it's your group. I will follow your lead, but that's
Well, if you
that's
know
fine."
the way, then we will follow you.
She looks up and she says, "It's pretty self-explanatory."
Should we do something for our safety? Like, I know I have the immovable rod.
She kind of shakes her head and she says, "Pray to whatever foreign god you want to."
Does she know for a fact that her mask is at the very top?
It's in there somewhere. And if we
Okay,
don't
so-
find it early on, then of course we have to continue the climb.
Tor, you up for this? You feeling good? Feeling healthy?
I feel fine.
Okay, cool. Tor's cool.
Okay, so I have pittons, I have rope, I have a grappling hook. Is it
Hackenstone
possible to?
kind of stops you guys for a second and says, kind of looks at his stub. "Climbing really isn't my forte. I'm going to stay down here at the base and make sure nothing follows you up and guard your backs. Does that work for you?" Azaka kind of goes,
Of course.
I take out some rope and say, "We can tie you on. We'll get you up there. It'll be fine. You can watch my back as we go."
"Oh, all right. Yeah, more than happy to do that. Just harder to climb without two hands. I thank you for it. Yeah, let's go."
I ask Azaka if I want to hammer pittons into the stone. Will that disturb the terra?
I'll be completely honest with you. I don't know. I have never been inside myself, so a lot of the questions you're asking, I'm sure, would be reasonable questions, but I don't know. And based on the fact that it's stone, I presume not. So the dwarf says, "Yeah, it's rock. It's windy as hell up there. I'm sure it won't be a problem. But we have a ladder," she says.
How high until the first entrance that we would be investigating?
It's about kind of looking up. You can see kind of like the small little divot of a ledge, 60 feet or so.
Tall,
We can
big
make
ladder.
it 60 feet. Go ahead and, if I imagine we have the rope, let's go ahead and do a second lifeline from Rusk to Hackenstone, and then another to me from Hackenstone.
It sounded like Russ was going to tie Hackenstone to his back.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
was
gonna
he?
be a
Oh, I
backpack.
see.
I'm gonna use my hempen rope to basically give him a chair.
I think he's going full Andre the Giant, right?
Awesome.
Yep.
All right. I will follow Rusk up the ladder then to keep an eye on things.
Okay. So at least we know those two positions. Doral is following Rusk, and Hackenstone is attached to Rusk. Got it. So, Shadow, were you wanting to lead, or was that just...
No, I will follow Azaka. I'll go behind Azaka.
Got it. Did anybody else want to take the lead position?
I want to be toward
Hell
the
no.
front, but not at the front. I can obscure our ascent as we get toward the top.
Okay, so Tor third after Andy. Shadow, sorry.
I'll go wherever.
I don't think you boys want to be behind
Calder, it, looks,
the anchor.
it sounds like you're going to be like the ultimately last position. Unless you're going in front of Rusk and One Eye. Where are you going? Sorry, those are the two I wanted to...
Probably second to the last if the elf's going last.
All right. So then it'll go Azaka, Shadow, Rusk, Furbolg, Doral, One Eye, Calder, and Hackenstone is attached to Rusk.
I think you just missed Tor.
Tor is after Shadow. Sorry. And also, I'm lagging like a mofo, so bear with me here.
Let's get climbing.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize your leg was
It's real bad.
the impediment. I thought. Okay,
This is
that's fine.
yeah. Every time I use one of these larger maps.
Mm.
No, I'm gonna fight this thing.
If only
Is it-
Roll 20 had a better map system.
I don't know, man. If only.
Just to kind of fill the air, the Firefinger, is there sort of a clearing around from the jungle, or is this
No.
smack in the middle of the foliage here?
Comes right out of the trees.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Huh?
trees kind of go up about halfway the distance you'll be climbing to the first level. If that makes sense.
Yeah. No. The first 30 feet.
Mm-hmm. All right, so everybody go ahead and make a strength athletics check. If you have a dwarf attached to your back, make it with disadvantage.
So if I have a climb speed, what is my situation?
No need.
14.
14.
Good.
Big numbers.
16.
Okay. Who am I missing?
Doral had a 5.
Bye, Felicia.
You have 5 total.
I'm taking a couple people with me. I offered to be at the back.
Correct. He rolled a 5.
Okay. So, as you're climbing, you're kind of having some issues, and you're kind of getting behind a bit from the others. They're already making their way up, and you're trying to climb, but you keep on kind of stopping, trying to get your footing right, taking some time at it. Calder and One Eye are kind of looking at you annoyed. At this point, you can decide whether or not you pass him and go without him, or if you wait for him.
First of all, it's not my fault they made this ladder for people of smaller gaits. Second of all, how are they going to pass me on a ladder?
You're not getting up onto it yet. Like I said,
Oh.
you haven't made
I
your
see.
way up yet. You're just trying to get the first 5 feet or so. You haven't even begun.
Got
Everyone
it.
else is kind of zipping off into the sky, and they're looking at you like, "You gonna start this rodeo or what?"
I'll just wait.
Yeah, I'll wait too.
Okay. After about 10 or so minutes, and
Jesus,
no,
boys.
maybe a few minutes, not 10 minutes, a few minutes, he'll start climbing and start making his way up. But that said, the other group will be arriving at their location without them.
Roll 20 is so dead for me right now.
Bottom right corner is where the map should be.
No, the whole thing is frozen.
Yeah, I'm having the same problems.
Mhm.
Let me see if I can try and clear it up here. Hold on.
Oh, it's working.
Something's happening.
Okay, it is all blacked out, but
Bottom right.
nope, never
corner.
mind. Lower right. Gotcha.
Yes.
All right. So as you can see, Azaka has made her way up onto the surface of the there, and from what you can tell, Sheet 2 also has a climb speed. She gets up onto the top, kind of moves off to the side, draws her bow, and kind of looks into the passageway. The light from outside seems to kind of radiate through and kind of keep the place well lit. The starlight, I mean, and it's just pretty easy to see within. It doesn't appear very dark at all inside of this chamber. She stops off to the side, pulls her bow, and kind of keeps her eyes trained on what's up ahead. Shadow, you're next.
Yeah, I'm just gonna follow suit. If maybe I can get in between here and do a little hidey.
Okay. Make a perception check, and then Tor, what are you doing when you get to the top of the ladder?
18.
Following suit, whatever they're doing.
Okay.
Are we at the top of this ladder?
The top of the 60-foot portion, yeah.
Okay,
You're at the
then yeah,
top
I'll
of the
listen to
Firefinger.
them.
Yeah, you're at the top of
Whatever they need me to do, I'm there to do it.
Okay.
I'll take a defensive stance.
Shadow, you notice that the sounds of the clunky armored fellow have stirred something on the ceiling of the chamber that you're looking into, this chamber up ahead. From the sounds of it, it sounds like there are some pretty large bugs up on the ceiling. And when you kind of scroll your eyes up to look that way, it looks like there's 4 large wolf spiders sitting there waiting for prey.
Just heads up, I still don't have the map.
Bottom right corner.
Yeah, it's just black.
I have control of Tor, so maybe that's the problem.
Hold on. You shouldn't have control of Tor.
But I do.
I said you shouldn't.
Yeah, Andy, stop.
I'll make you dance.
Did you say Dan or dance?
I make you dance. I was making.
Okay, that's fine.
I'd rather dance than be Dan.
For sure. 'Cause Dan doesn't get to play D&D.
You can Dan if you want to. You can be no Dan of mine.
Dan, leave your Dan behind.
Dan. You should be able to see. It's in the bottom right corner. I've double checked all properties. You might need to refresh your browser.
Bah.
But I'll just assume you move in and stand close to Azaka for protection.
Yep.
Rusk, Hackenstone and you will basically kind of plop out. It looks like Hackenstone's actually rigged it so that he can pull himself off of the back, from the back, and kind of just drops off next to you. And then you'll be in the position at the top of the ladder. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna move forward to get out of the way of the ladder.
So
that
you
when
look
people
down to
come-
see if there's anybody coming up behind you. There isn't.
Okay, then I'll just hold my position.
Okay. All right.
Do I see those spiders, or
Just Shadow at this point.
okay?
There's spiders.
Do you say that?
I whisper. There's spiders.
The whispering seems to cause movement from the creatures up above. One of their heads kind of moves in your direction, looking down at you.
I move a little bit to.
And that's cool. It's still going to be initiative time because you didn't shoot them with that surprise round I was trying to give you.
16.
So dumb.
And if you are a Furbolg, go ahead and make your initiative roll. And after 10 rounds of combat, we'll see if you can get in.
Golly.
Best roll.
I guess is that
Wait, so should we even bother rolling initiative, or
Just the Furbolg.
10 rounds, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah, we chilling down here.
It's a full minute.
he's like trying to grab on the ladder or just like pushing on his butt? Like, come on, get up there, buddy. What do I do with my hand?
So do you guys go elbows in or elbows out? I never figured these out.
Classic. Chris, you hear the sounds of spiders kind of moving down the walls, kind of coming down into the sight of you up ahead. It looks like everybody's braced for combat, and I think you go first.
Do I see them yet?
You can see the one there, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna roll up on it and swing. Seven, miss.
All right.
And that's the end of my turn.
Actually,
Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm gonna rage for the end of my turn. I should have raged before, but I'm
Sure.
gonna rage. Yes.
okay. Zach. 1 round of 10. All right, Tor. You hear combat. You can see, but it's very tight, narrow spaces here. You think you might be able to brush past Rusk and get underneath the spider in the square right in front of him.
Yeah, I'll jump in. Oh my, it's much worse in here. Is the one right directly above me, is he reachable?
Yeah, and he's not. You don't have to jump or anything to get to him.
Yeah, I'll just Y-hand that one.
Okay,
24 to hit.
that'll do it. Damage.
12.
All right. Rusk, as you swing and miss with the maul, kind of knocking a bit of stone away, you hear kind of the sound of metal kind of slink past you, and then this axe kind of just come up over the top of the Dragonborn, both hands on the weapon, catch the spider and cause it to careen flying off of the rock. A clean cut. As it hits the ground, a couple of its legs kind of splinter off to the side from the blade, from where the blade struck. You still have movement if you'd like. The spider that you just attacked is dead.
Yeah, I'll step in to there.
Okay. So you kind of come up a little bit of a ledge up to a higher point, and you can see that in that top left corner of the cave, it looks like it goes up a little bit further, kind of like a stepping kind of deal.
Got it.
The spiders that are above you are slenderly, like kind of slinking down with silk attached to their thoraxes. If you've ever played Castlevania, I think you have the mental image of how the spiders are operating.
I have not, but I understand what spiders are.
Right. Well, they don't typically in real life attack like this, so.
Maybe not where you're from.
Okay. Well, anyways, 3 of them are basically going to move in on Tor and attack him. So it'll be a total of 3 attacks against him. You are shieldless at this point, so I believe your armor class is a 16, correct?
Yeah, it should just be the chain.
Okay, so first attack is a 12, it misses, 10 it misses, and 13 it misses. You're able to kind of get your pauldrons and chain garb in the way of their bites, and they don't seem to catch prickles on your scaly flesh. Shadow.
Yep. We were going to do this. Could I strike the one to the north from here, or do I have to move up one? Oh, it's dead already. Okay.
Are you in Rusk's position?
I'm on a square, so
Yeah.
I'm occupying the square. Okay, fine. That's fine.
Yeah, you can strike from there.
Okay. I'll attack the one to the left with
Okay.
my rapier.
Go for it.
13 to hit.
I believe that will work. Yep. And it's
a
adjacent, so sneak attack.
So there's 17 and 5 piercing.
Tor, as you kind of hold your position, one of them kind of catches onto your pauldron and is kind of holding there, and then you see kind of a silvery nail kind of shoot through the side of it, and then Shadow kind of just flips the spider off, slamming it against the wall of the cave with kind of a sickening splurt off to the side.
I'm going to move that back out of the way, and I'm going to try to...
He then slides back down the passageway and then ducks back into his little spider hole.
Sounds like he's doing his job. Pretty cool.
Make a stealth check.
Big old 10.
All right. Azaka kind of moves into the room, stands behind Tor, her bow still drawn. She kind of looks to each of them. The one directly north of her, she'll take a shot at. Let's see. Hits, and it kind of catches inside of the back of the spider. It kind of shakes a bit, but it seems to be still alive. All right, and then at the same initiative, Hackenstone is kind of pulling himself onto the ledge a bit, like pulling himself in a bit more, and is kind of getting the harness unloosened a bit to kind of free himself up, and is slowly pulling his battle axe out of like a very tightly cinched like connection on his belt. He spends the whole turn just getting ready. All right, Jody.
Reckless.
All right, and move up adjacent to
20.
where are you moving? Okay, there we go. Moving up adjacent to Tor. Swing. Go ahead. Damage.
I rolled a 20.
Roll damage.
Oh, I thought it was maxed on that. Sorry. 13,
No,
14, 15.
You didn't roll a natural 20. You rolled a dirty 20. Yeah.
Oh,
You
sorry.
still roll damage
So,
for
yeah.
crits. So yeah, you come in swinging. It's still hanging in the air. Tor, you watch as it's this big mallet comes slamming onto it, and he pile drives it down into the stone, splat at your feet. Zach, that's turn 2.
Got it.
Tor, you're up. One remaining with a arrow stuck in its back.
Rawr, 19 to hit.
Hit damage.
14.
You split the thing clean in two. 4 legs start running backwards, and 4 legs kind of just slowly buckle underneath its head as it falls in front of you. The arrow goes walking away with the back end.
That was the last one in this room.
Correct.
I'm going to start putting a shield on and cast light on it.
Okay. It doesn't look too dark in here. Like I said, it looks like a lot of the external light from the starlight is kind of coming in. So you're basically able to see pretty well in here, surprisingly so.
I don't know how deep it's going to go, though. How long we're going to be in here.
True. Okay. And Shadow, any other precautionary measures, anything that you want to do while this is going?
Am I able to? How much of a climb is it from up?
About 5-10 feet.
Okay, could I just climb up and take a peek without actually getting on top?
Sure.
Okay. So
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
would
gonna
see that
position
it
myself there.
kind of goes into a small antechamber that looks like it has a kind of a cavernous passageway or tunnel kind of coming out of the top of it. Looks like it's climbable, and it looks like it goes up inside of the tower itself. Yeah, correct.
What is the dotted line?
That's what I just told you. It's the pipe that goes
Okay,
up.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So I would just mention that to the others and go ahead.
You're going by yourself ahead?
Well, I'm just right here and waiting for them to climb
Okay.
up.
Gotcha. After a few moments, or a couple seconds, Hackinson runs in behind Azaka and kind of goes, "Ah!" and looks at all the dead spiders. "Ah, we're gonna start climbing again, aren't we? Shit." Walks over to Rusk and starts handing him the harness.
Pick me up, Daddy.
Um,
Got a little papoose.
Yeah. And then a few moments pass beyond that, and up comes the Furbolg, followed by Old One Eye,
Yay!
followed by I already forgot the mage's name. I'm so joking.
Calder.
Calder. Right?
Boulder.
It's going to die
Oh.
soon anyway.
No, he's not.
Not with that attitude.
Our friendship is permanent.
But yeah, that's
Oh, the grunt.
that's you guys on this level. What would you like to do now?
Let's form up our marching order and continue.
See if I hurt. See if I need some water or something.
Yeah, I'm good.
So the next way up is via this hole.
Correct.
Hey, water boy!
I promise Tor I'm good for something.
So are we? Is someone gonna have to climb up there and then like let a rope down, or is there another?
It looks like you might be able to climb up yourself with the loose rock that leads up to it, and then once you're inside of the tunnel, like pulling like a not quite a battle toads, but kind of pushing yourself against the 2 walls and going up it like a Jackie Chan.
How about I can go first, and I have the immovable rod. I'm going to hold it in my mouth, and then I'm going to climb up and set.
Did you
the
get it back
immovable
from Old
rod.
One Eye?
Yeah. No, didn't I have it? I thought.
One Eye had it
I
last.
used it for my
Well,
little
I
side
took it.
quest, but I can hand it to you now. Like I can just come over there and
Okay.
give it to you.
Super. And I would climb up and set the immovable rod with a rope tied around it going down to assist the others climbing up.
Okay, make a dexterity check for me.
So just straight dex.
Chia.
21.
Okay. Yeah, the rope seems to be decently secure, but for you to secure it, for it to be able to be dropped down, you need about 15 feet of line to wrap around that small, tiny bit because if you wrapped it any less, it would slide off the sides of the immovable rod. Unless you pinion it against a wall, and even still, it's going to be not the greatest position for that. Well, actually, if you pinion it against a wall, you'd be fine. So you figure that out after a fashion. You tie 5 feet of rope to it. You have 45 feet down. You climbed up. Let's see. I'll make sure I know the height of the next position. You would have climbed 45 feet and still not made it anywhere close to the top of this pipe. Looks like it goes on for quite a little ways up more.
Well, how about instead of the immovable rod, I tap a piton in?
Okay. And so you're trying to create a line that goes
And then
down.
what I'm going to ask is the last person that climbs up to bring the rope with them, the bottom of the rope with them, so we could make a line to the top. You know what I mean? Just sort of
Reel it in.
keep on. Yeah, reel it in, and then I can climb some more, piton it, unfasten the bottom, and bring it up.
I hand you a second rope.
Okay. But you know what I'm trying to do, though, right?
Yeah, and I understand why it wouldn't work, because the people that are climbing on the rope need to continue to be climbing on the rope. And if you were going to take the rope and then move it up to continue for it to be climbed on, you would need 100 feet of rope. Now you have 100 feet of rope, so now you don't need to do the thing you're thinking about doing, because it wouldn't work. Because there's not a landing at 45 feet height. They don't just get to float there for a while you...
We have a Doral. He can just battle toads, like you said, against the wall.
Everybody
and we all stand...
like lay on him.
Yeah.
Okay, I take the 100 feet of
Like
rope,
a bunch
I
of
go to the
pals.
top,
Like a,
I set
like
it
a
with the
suspended
immovable
dog
rod.
pile.
The 100 feet of rope works a lot better. So you're at the top, Shadow, and you set yourself up in that position. If you scroll up a few squares, you should be in that next level.
I see.
You hear fluttering, a lot of small wings kind of fluttering. What would you like to do?
Sort of get down and be quiet and hide if I can.
Okay, so you're not securing a piton here, because if you were to do...
I thought that there's the immovable rod.
So you're using the immovable rod. Okay, got it. Click. And holding it in position as if it were against the stone. Got it.
No.
Did you say no?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Cool. Everyone else is climbing after it. What's the marching or the climbing order?
I'll probably insist on going last this time.
Yeah,
Kindness
I have another
aside.
potion of climbing I can give you, Doral, if you want it. Just in case.
How long?
I'll stay
How
in
long
position
might it
3.
last?
It lasts for a while.
Let me double check the duration. 1 hour, so should be okay. Drink it now. You should have for the rest of the climbing we're going to be doing.
I'll gladly take that from One Eye.
Yep.
And drink it down.
Okay. All right. You guys start climbing. Shadow, you said you're moving around the edge to see if you can find something, right?
I'm just sort of when I heard the noise of the fluttering, I kind of just stayed put,
Make a
got
stealth
low, and that would be a critical fail.
These are my favorite.
Hey, you guys!
Bye, guys!
You kind of slip the immovable rod in. You kind of hear the fluttering of wings. You kind of walk over there. And then as you're kind of moving across the stone, kind of making your way there, you kind of go... like you're kind of nervous. And then you hear... as a good half dozen or so of these red bat-like creatures with long proboscises coming out of the fronts of their faces come flying around the corner. I'll put them on you here in a second, but I'm just going to lead with all the attacks that I'm going to be making against you.
Wait, even I don't see them approaching?
They fly in at you very fast. So it's
I'm pretty fast too.
That's cool, but you didn't say you were readying an attack. You said you were trying to hide. So
yeah, you're right.
All right, just want to make sure.
Just get wrecked, all right?
3, 4.
Just die. Just take it.
6. 1, 2, 3.
Hells.
5, 6.
Good news. We're stuck in a rock tunnel. It means you can just
I
be
got
a
3 more.
fucking
Hold on.
wall when we rebuild.
3. What's your AC?
15.
Okay, so let's see how many are stuck onto you now. 1,
Fire.
2, 3,
Count 5.
4. 4 of them are stuck onto you. And so it looked like the damage total from that was 9. 9 and 5 is 14. 14 and 7 is 21. As you
Ouch!
see this fluttering swarm of sturges come out from around the corner and just start descending on you, you feel them just sticking onto you. So, just so you understand, the 5 that did hit are now attached to you.
Kill those fuckers.
They're like mosquito bats.
Good choice.
I'm almost dead too, by the way.
Yep.
Right.
So he was at the top, and you guys started climbing. So you hear that there's conflict going up at the top, about 100 feet above you. So who's next in line for the climb?
Either Osaka, or if she chose not to go second, it would be me.
It would have been Azaka, and she has a climb speed, so she doesn't need to use the rope. She will be at the end of her turn 60 feet up. No, 80. No, 60 feet up. 60 feet up. All right. Who's up after her?
Yo.
Climb speed is non-existent, so you'll be doing
21.
You'll be doing a total of 30 if you dash, if you're trying to move fast.
Sure. I got a 21 on the check.
Okay. All right. Shadow, you're pretty sure that the others are not going to be making it to you anytime soon. Area attacks are not your thing. I'm sorry, man. This is the second time you've rolled a critical fumble, and it's been in a really weird situation. I love you. Last time was Tyrannosaurus Rex. I wonder who you're going to get killed this time. That said, everyone else is climbing behind, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A shit ton of sturges.
So the rope has a lot of burden to it, but it's not going to break from where it's at because it's attached by a movable rod. That said, Shadow, it's your initiative.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
are 5 of them attached to you. Okay? On their turn, they will drink from you. I would
Isn't that
allow
nice?
for you to be able to peel 1 off as an action.
That's not what. That's not what I'm gonna do.
Okay, I'm just trying to make sure you understand the situation you're in.
Give me a new character sheet.
Why? What are you doing?
No, it's fine. I'm doing something stupid, but that's all right.
What's the stupid?
So 1 is gonna drink from me, and one I could peel 1 off, but 4 are going to drink from me.
On their
and
turn,
their drink
yeah.
attacks do how much?
10 hit points.
Right. So that's not gonna work.
Right.
So I'm going to keep all 5 on me. I'm going to disengage as
Okay.
cunning as my bonus.
Yep.
I'm going to use my action and my movement to jump onto the rope and start sliding down the rope.
Okay. Go ahead and make.
Wait a second.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
What I'm going to try to do as I'm sliding down the rope is to scrape the sturges onto the rope or onto the wall.
I like your
To
style.
try to detach them as I'm going.
I like your style. I like your moves. Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check.
Anybody got inspiration?
No.
I do.
I'm
I
new.
rolled a 23.
Okay. So, here's what happens. Your speed, since you're trying to move as fast as you can down the hole, is doubled. And you're effectively falling, but you're falling gracefully. You're trying to basically bounce down the route. The issue is because you're trying to basically get close to the stone and scrape them off of you. It's a very narrow process for that to happen, and damage is basically being done to these creatures as it happens. I'm sure you understand how solid dynamics work, and at a specific point in that engagement, you're going to be taking damage because of that. You're
That's
effectively
fine.
attached to the creatures.
Yeah.
So,
Catch me.
Willingly.
I'm on it.
Willingly falling. Really good acrobatics check. With the acrobatics check you gave me, 4 of the 5 that are attached to you peel off. And for each one that peels off, it's going to be a point of damage. Are you still conscious?
So 4 of the 5. Yeah, I
4.
still have 6. I still have 6 hit points.
Okay. So at the end, at the terminus of your movement, of the falling movement, okay, you have 2 options. Because you're going to be about, well, you're going to be passing by Azaka. You can try and gain the rope beneath her so that you're adjacent to friends. Okay. You could try to continue falling, for all I care, or you can try and climb yourself by using your own climb speed at the end of it. Your call.
So wait, I want to end by friends if I can.
Okay, so you
So
want
I'm
to
gonna
end
need to
underneath
help.
Azaka.
Yeah.
Okay, she's the closest friend available. Okay, cool. All right. Great. Because we are in this mess, and it's come to a point where it's beyond surprising rounds, I'm going to go ahead and have everybody roll initiative.
Sorry, guys.
Nah, man, this is awesome.
This is how we do things.
Yeah.
I thought it was an
here.
impressive move jumping in the hole. That was cool.
I don't know if you remember who Tor replaced.
And fuck you.
We're finding cool ways to die, is what
I
I'm
know.
saying.
Ultimate credit. It wasn't fair.
Just let me know once everybody's rolled.
70 something.
So I assume I'm not rolling, right?
Yeah, you are.
I'm rolling. Okay.
I'm rolling like
We're going
garbage
to be
tonight.
starting the initiative round on your initiative as if it just concluded.
Okay.
I didn't expect you to join a combat, but you just created one that was already in existence, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, more the merrier.
Okay, so really bad luck on your part, in my opinion. So I rolled the initiative. I didn't change anything and try to get you on this, but immediately following your initiative, the one Sturge that stayed latched onto you goes. Slurp. Does 10 damage knock you out? Okay.
Yep.
So you fall unconscious, holding onto the rope as best you can. You feel, everything kind of black out. You see Azaka's hand reaching down to try and grapple at you. Go ahead and see if I can't make an attack. Or a fortitude. Sorry. Can't even say words. A dexterity saving throw. See if I can't catch him.
I have claws, remember?
Yeah, but you're unconscious. I just knocked you out. So, yeah, you guys watch as Shadow comes tumbling through. 4 of these creatures now floating in the tunnel above him as they're knocked off, not killed. And he kind of slams onto the rope and holds his position. Then you see a bunch of blood kind of shooting out of the holes that are in him from where those things were. And then one kind of get fatter on his side. He goes unconscious, and you see Azaka's hand kind of just slam down onto his shoulder, and he's kind of hanging there on the rope in her hand, and she's kind of holding her arm in a very action movie style situation.
Holy crap, that was epic.
You might live. You might actually live. Shodi, it looks like you're next on the docket. So you're about 30 feet, which means you're about 60 or so, or 50 feet beneath that. There are no sturges that are currently visible to you. If you're wanting to move, you'll be right underneath, and you'll be blocking anybody moving up beneath Shadow.
I'm going to tell the dwarf to get ready, and I'm going to
Yeah.
continue to climb up as much as I can.
Okay. You get right underneath him. Azaka is kind of holding him, kind of straining, and you hear the dwarf go, "Yeah, drop him!" And the cat falls about 15 more feet, but kind of a slow, kind of swinging drop. And Hackenstone is now holding the dwarf off of Rusk's back. Rusk, make an athletics check.
21.
Perfect. You see Rusk kind of
Champ.
brace his feet into the stone, his little clawed toes, and kind of slide in and kind of hold, and he goes, "This is what I wanted." And then, woof, the weight of the dwarf and the weight of the cat on your back just straining. Calder, you see the situation above you as it's unfolding. About 30 feet above you is where Rusk is located. with.
I'm
Hackenstone.
literally carrying the team. I'm just saying.
What would you like to do, Kevin?
Get rid of that bat.
Yeah, what's nearby that I can hit?
Nothing.
Nothing. The closest
Nothing.
thing to you is some distance away. You can cast spells up at it. Oh, there's one attached to Shadow.
That's what I was getting at. I don't want it to put him down permanently.
There's one of the Sturges attached to Shadow. It needs to die.
I guess I'll try and witch bolt it, level 2.
Uh,
Or wait, no, that's only 30 feet. I won't be able to read.
hold
How
on.
high is it?
Steve, tell him the thing I want you to know. Please.
What?
It's a mosquito. You don't need to use a level 2 spell.
Oh, well, shit.
You don't drive a Mack truck into a fly. That's not how you kill
Yeah.
flies.
Yeah. I thought we were fighting Terraform
Yeah,
or
like-
whatever.
I'm like, hey man, get a citronella candle for these mosquitoes. You bring out the flamethrower. Like, don't worry, man.
It's like the end of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, dude. You're just like... Oh, sorry, never mind. I didn't say anything. Go ahead.
Spoilers.
It's a really good movie, by
I
the
guess
way. You
I'll-
should check it out.
I guess I'll just try and frostbite it then.
Okay. Right off the side of Shadow. Go ahead and make the attack. Oh, it's a saving throw. Even better. Constitution. Ooh. So you, like a man placing a one of those spray air cans to a bug. You just kind of push, and you watch as it freeze dries off of Shadow's side. Its proboscis kind of breaks out of him, a little bit kind of left inside of the cat, but the surge kind of falls and it passes everybody by. Once it hits the ground, it kind of shatters like glass at the bottom.
Nailed it.
All right, Tor, you are up next. Again, it looks like position-wise, you're gonna have to keep passing the cat down to the cleric.
I'll pass the cleric up to the cat.
That also could work.
That's a cool idea.
Toss me.
So yeah, it's about 30 feet between you and, or 35 feet between you and that individual there. The cat. And you're probably 10 feet away from the Furbolg. Since he said he was bringing up the rear. What would you like to do? Jeremy.
Oh, it's me?
Yeah, it's your initiative, bro.
Oh, I missed that. You called me a new name. I'm Grun.
You are Grun.
I'm gonna climb up.
I can get him from here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not part of that.
All
I'm
right.
just going up.
So you're directly beneath Rusk, Hackenstone, and the cat. You can't move past them; they're blocking the traffic.
No, I'm in front of them. I was behind Asaka.
They moved.
He was third.
Yeah, no, I know. He moved past you to get behind Azaka.
How?
The Rusk.
Oh yeah, Rusk.
Yeah, I assume he climbed up on stone for a bit. He got around you, got onto the rope, and grabbed a hold of the cat. He's now holding the cat further down.
We started at the same position. How was he able to pass me?
Like I said, it's a narrower space. You didn't need a rope to climb in this space. He probably climbed around you. So you could try and climb around them, but the problem is now it's a bunch of people in a pack tightly in there instead of just one dragonborn that you could get around. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll just hold.
Okay.
So you might as well pass Shadow down then.
If you have any ranged spells, I mean, you can try and shoot up at the Sturges.
Yeah, it's better if I just got in front because I can just be the shield. They'll never hit me.
Okay. Well,
I
you
mean,
can make an
it's-
athletics check, and I can see if you can get around him. If you fail,
No.
there's no chance of falling. Just you're trying to get around them. Unless you roll a 1.
I'll magic missile 3 of them.
Oh, okay. Don't roll dice. The 3
Okay.
of them that were knocked off and are still
Pop, pop,
floating
pop.
above, you just watch them pop like small little bursts of blood in the air as the blue arrows fly up and nail them.
Cat blood.
A bit of cat blood comes descending down the tunnel, just kind of
Oh, that's so sad.
raining down on
I
everybody
like it.
beneath.
I like it.
All right, Zach.
Yeah. How far is Shadow dangling above me?
Probably about 35, 40 feet.
Okay. I'm
Healing
gonna
word.
healing word and just continue climbing. Hopefully they can get him stabilized onto the rope without
Okay.
any trouble.
When you come to, Shadow, you're in kind of like the strange half Nelson pseudo fireman's carry with Hackenstone, and he's trying to kind of tug you in towards the rope. And when your eyes flutter open, you're looking directly into his one good eye, and he says, "Grab the rope! Grab the rope!" All right.
Which I do. How many do I get back, Zach?
Yeah.
Oh, forgive me. 6.
And on your initiative,
Thank you,
you'll
sir.
get back. One eye. You're up. Firing a bow from this position will probably be nigh impossible because you're climbing.
Are there any mosquitoes left, or they all get
One.
popped? I imagine.
There's one.
You said it was narrow enough. Like, could I shove my back against one side of the thing and plant my feet on the other
I'll
to
allow it.
let my.
8.
I'll do that, and then I'll let loose because I don't even care if I fall. Because I got my ring.
And you've been wearing it for a long enough time, yeah. Okay, take the shot.
20.
Hit.
7.
You see the arrow kind of ascend rather, up into the shadows, and the red dot kind of disappears where the surge was. And then you hear a loud clink sound. Your presumption is it's stuck to the ceiling.
Hooray! Is there any? Did the guys ahead of me move at all, or am I kind of?
It's a
Can I?
weird mess of stuck in the tunnel. But since you guys have basically defeated this first wave of the 5 Sturges, and the other ones aren't descending down the hole, you guys can kind of un-F yourself outside of initiative, and kind of form your position how you want to. So just tell me how that goes.
I think somebody has a potion of healing.
Oh, did Shadow get handed to Doral yet?
Yeah, he's just put back on the rope behind
Conscious
Hackenstone and
holding
Rusk.
onto the rope, yeah.
But like conscious though, right?
Yeah. He's back
Well,
up.
let's all get out of this narrow tube, and then we can do some more healing or something. Let's get our feet on the ground, because this narrow cylinder is kind of messing us up.
There's more Sturges up top, Shadow says.
Fine. Move me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Move me to position 2, and just
Okay.
don't outclimb me.
Azaka kind of looks to you and says, "If you want to take the pole position, go ahead."
I'd rather have one in front and one behind, because I'm not going to be as capable of climbing as the 2 of you are.
Fair enough. She climbs to the top.
If
Once she makes it to the top, you hear kind of a ah! And kind of a slashing sound. As you're kind of making your way to the lip of the top there, Tor, you see a Sturge body just kind of slam against the stone as Azaka is like tearing her hand through it, and then you see another one kind of trying to fly away, and she just jumps towards it, grabs it with her mouth, bites it, and then kind of just raggles it like that, and then throws it to the ground. Looks like the remaining Sturges are dead.
I write my phone number on a piece of paper and hand it to her.
She takes it, she puts it in her pocket, she nods her head. I'll pull you up to the top there. Hold on a second. I am going to kill the initiative board, though. I'm going to try to anyways.
That was fun.
If you had rolled anything besides a 1, I think you probably wouldn't have been in a state.
It's always the cat.
He's a damn cat.
You almost got to join the club.
Yeah.
How many lives is it?
I think it's 3.
Yeah, for real. Everybody else just gets wrecked.
Down to 6.
So you should be up north now.
Yeah.
Do you see the circle that you're in?
Yes.
I've kind of haphazardly placed you in it, so...
I don't, but I was left in the other map.
You're
If we're on level ground, I'll take point.
I'm trying to move you. It's not being as nice as I'd like it to be.
Could someone remind me who has the potion of healing?
Save it for now. I'm gonna hit him with
Not Tor.
level 2 cure wounds.
Yes, do it.
Extra 12 for you.
You should be in the cave now, up at the north portion there, my friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man, that one.
Are we headed south? Is that the direction of travel?
You don't know where you're headed, directionality-wise. Up is the only direction that matters right now.
But yeah, down on the map is the only thing that looks available. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of move
Rightish.
around, look around, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a ladder over here, but it looks like it goes down? Question.
Do you go and check?
Check everything. What's up? Nothing.
Ceiling, just lots and lots of ceiling. When you get outside, One Eye, are you going to check or no?
Yeah, we'll go take a look at the ladder.
Okay. Once you get outside, the first thing you'll note is that it's very windy. Like a lot of wind is passing by here. The ladder that you're looking at looks like it's... Thank you. It looks like it descends, but you can see down where it breaks apart. It looks like this ladder has not survived as well as the ladder down below. It looks like it might have connected to that ladder at some point, but it's been broken apart. It does look like at the base where it's been broken apart, the stones kind of jutted out like a Jenga block being kind of pushed to the side of it. And it kind of looks like there's a little bit of a landing down there, but it doesn't look like there's any caves or anything. And then it looks like there's a landing that goes all around the outside of the tower of the finger, to the left, to the right, before you're standing.
Do we still have the immovable rod?
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to like shimmy around this part to see if we can find another way.
Which way?
I get the reference.
Alright, so I guess start going to the left, and then we'll see if we can't find another.
Okay. When you say the left, you mean the left of the map or your left?
Yeah, this like.
Okay. So if you are heading out onto the ledge, I need you to make me an acrobatics check for balance.
Man, it's just made to kill Doral.
So could we put the immovable rod above on the ledge and put some rope on it so that people can hold onto the rope as they're walking across the ledge?
Sure. Yeah, I mean that's perfectly fine. It'll be left behind.
So hold on. If you tie a rope to the immovable rod and the lead person pushes it out 5 feet and sets it, then they walk up to it. And then they move it 5 feet and set it. And they move it 5 feet and set it. And you pit the other end of it against the wall.
Sure.
And then the cat goes last because it's probably not going to fail a dex check. And can bring the rope with it.
I don't know, it failed that cell check pretty hard.
We did do that.
The climb speed on
Osaka!
but the climb,
Osaka!
the climb speed will help a lot, by the way. Because you're just going to basically cling onto the wall. So that's your plan, right?
Sure.
Yeah, sounds
Sure,
good.
sounds good.
Make a banister.
Who's the lead?
A balance between strength and dex. Who's that?
Probably Doral.
Probably not Doral. Why
I'm leaning One Eye.
Here,
I
I'll
got
just,
strength.
Yeah, I
but
got.
no dex.
You have the ring, so you're safe.
Yeah, if I get blown off, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Bye!
Okay. Go ahead.
We have a second rope we can just have him tie himself onto. We'll hold.
Nah, fuck that guy. He's got the ring. He said it'll be fine.
Well,
Let him
still, we
go.
want to be able to reel him back in.
Since you're using the
I don't know, wait 2 hours.
to the
Too
effect
late.
you're using it in, go ahead and do me a favor and go ahead and move around the corner there. But I want you to make me a stealth check.
Sure. 6.
Okay. The rest of the group's kind of moving behind you, following your
He
lead.
dead.
You're traveling out and away, and it's dark outside. You can see the beautiful Faerunian sky, stars brightly lit, and it's like the galaxies above. All of the different crystal spheres could be seen glimmering in the sky. But as you round the corner, you start to see that there are some creatures flying around the perimeter, and it looks like a pair of them, a small group of two, see you and start descending in your direction.
Ah.
1 second. All right.
Oh my god.
So the line should be moving behind you. So go ahead and
Oh,
run that
pterodactyl.
please.
Bigger than I thought they'd be.
However, it would have been following behind One Eye. Hackenstone, I believe, would probably still be attached to Rusk.
I would probably be in 2.
You'd be in position 2, you mean?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, go ahead and put yourself on there. And then Rusk would be behind you, so in this position here. Hackenstone is no longer harnessed. He's just going to be tied to you, Rusk. So if you fall or anything, so he's kind of trying to use his feet because his feet are good. And then the Furbolg would be after Hackenstone.
Yeah, sure.
And Calder, you'd be kind of just getting ready to go, and Azaka and Shadow would take up the rear.
Oh,
All right. Let's get that initiative board back out.
Didn't mean to hit that. Sorry.
Perfectly fine. Keep in mind, you're looking down at about 130 feet down. You see the tops of the trees, and about 160 feet you can see the ground. And to kind of put that more into perspective for you, just to give you a nice visual, give me a second here. Oh god, I hope this works. The middle of the map should have lit up. Did it? Or no?
No.
I see nothing.
How about now?
Nope.
Okay, hold on. How about now?
There it goes.
Cool.
Do you see the tower?
Yes. Oh, we're like halfway there.
So that corner is basically where you're at. And I'm going to try and show that to the party people.
Super.
Alright. So yeah, falling is probably not going to be the greatest of times.
Alright, don't fall. Good tip.
Sounds like a plan.
Good call going around on the ledge, man.
Yeah, by this point too, you can see that there's a ladder up ahead, so also true. Alright.
Don't worry, we got this. Our boys are quick, apparently.
Everybody rolled?
Think so.
I think I
Yeah.
need to roll for Azaka and Hackenstone. Hackenstone's just going to go on Ruska's turn, and Azaka's just going to go on Shadow's.
We need to put these two down. We can't have them alerting reinforcements.
Looks like
Not out here.
It looks like there might be 2 more Terrafolk, but they don't seem to have caught in sight, because again, it is dark out. Terrafolk. Highest initiative looks like it's going to be Old One Eye. You're in the lead. It's really windy out here. That thing's about 10 feet above you and about 10 feet out from you.
Alright. So, what I want to do, does it seem like it'd be hard for me to move a light if I wanted to get back behind the rest of the group, would it be hard to kind of pass them on this narrow ledge, or is there enough?
Yeah, everyone's basically blocking at this point.
Okay, so back isn't the best. All right, well, I guess. Oh, first I'll cast as a bonus action. I'll use Zephyr Strike.
Okay.
So that'll be, if this hits, it'll do that much extra damage, and I get 30 more feet of. Then I'm going to use my Sharpshooter feature, where he closes his good eye and and aims with his blind eye. Just he's using the Force or some shit like that.
Sure. And then you're gonna shoot with your bow.
Yeah.
You're firing with disadvantage because you're firing through the wind.
It would be, but I also get advantage because I'm ahead of them on the initiative tracker on the first round.
Perfect. So then
Nice.
you just narrowly make the hit on the which target? The one to the south or the one to the north?
I'll say this guy because he's closer.
Okay. Give me some damage. And 7 additional for the Zephyr Strike.
So 28
He
total.
wins.
28 total, you said?
Yeah, because plus 10 damage from Sharpshooter.
The rest of you see this thing appear.
Good shot.
Yeah! Then you see one eye kind of like close his eye. You see the wind coalesce around the edge of his arrow, and he's like kind of got his arms slumped on the movable rod. Pulls back really tight, releases. The arrow kind of creates like a bluish energy around it as it slams into the Terrafolk, dead on the heart, and the thing just kind of wings like fold outwards and it kind of just starts tumbling through the air. Well played, Chris.
Question real quick about rules. Was the because you were ahead of it, was that just a combat rule or was that
He's a
a
ranger.
your special?
Special for him.
That's
Yeah, it's Ranger revised.
Bummer.
Sorry, I had movement.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. I just wanted to make some more room here because you said that. Yeah, because I don't provoke opportunity attacks with Zephyr Strike active, so I'll just.
Can
I move?
At the current stage we've been playing, if you move 5 feet and click the immovable rod, and you're only moving that pace, you don't have to make an acrobatics check. If you move anything above that movement, it's acrobatics check time.
Yeah, because I feel like I need to make some room. I'll just move 5 feet for now.
Okay, and click the immovable rod. Now, as
Yep.
I understand how this process is going, and correct me if I'm wrong, the immovable rod is basically allowed to be taut, and once it gets to a taut position, the rest of the group is kind of winding it on the pitten to make sure that the line is tight for everybody that's going around. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
You're effectively creating an extending reel from the back position. Okay, so Azaka will be the one that's basically manipulating the reel, allowing for Calder, Shadow to move forward if they need to. And you would have acrobatics check moving past 5 feet. If you're moving more than 5 feet, you'll have advantage on acrobatics check if you're in between one eye and the back of the line. Sound good? Chody.
All right. And that's because he was moving the rod, correct? That he did that.
Yeah.
That he had the disadvantage. Okay, so
No,
five.
he didn't have disadvantage on anything.
No, I'm saying that he can only move up to 5 feet and before having to take an acrobatics check because of the rod, right?
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about that.
He wouldn't get advantage on his because he'd be moving sans the rope. You guys will be making an acrobatics check if you move more than 5 feet. Moving past a person gets rid of your advantage because you're effectively letting go of the rope to get around a person. At the current stage of it, you're in single file lines on a very narrow path. You're not jumping around each other, moving through friendly squares like the bravado of normal adventuring mode. So if you want to get around Tor to get in between Tor and One Eye, you'll need to make an acrobatics check normal.
I'm going to hold until Tor can move.
Okay.
So.
You'll take your turn after Tor. That's fine.
Yes.
Tor.
I will advance 5 feet.
Okay. Around the edge.
And
the Terrafolk is about 10 feet up and about 10 feet away from you. So about 15 feet diagonally away.
I'll just magic missile with the wand.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and throw
9.
No, that's.
Yep.
That's all 3? Okay, cool.
Yeah, 3d4 plus 3.
Okay.
Weak.
Perfect. They hit it, but they don't seem to do much. It's still flying there. Shadow.
What's that?
It's your initiative.
So I'm gonna follow the others.
Okay.
You can go the other way.
Let's not split the party on the super narrow ledge.
Now you have
130
you have a
feet.
climb-
I'm offering options.
real quick because we're getting towards the end of the wire here. You have a climb speed, so if you want to go up and over and around them, you can. And acrobatics checks aren't required because you're utilizing your climb speed. You're effectively attaching yourself to the wall with your cat claws. So if you
And
want,
it's not. Is the wind gonna cause a problem?
no.
Great. I mean, I could do that. Is
If you-
there a benefit to me going in front of everybody else?
Well, you can pop down here and get a shot on the Terrafolk. Versus
Oh,
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Now shooting
Do-
into the wind is disadvantage, but yeah.
Okay. I'll try.
Okay. It is technically adjacent to an ally though, so if you do hit,
21.
you still won't get. Was it with disadvantage? Yeah. Okay. So
My best score was 20. My worst score was 21.
okay, you will not get sneak attack because sneak attack requires you not to have disadvantage for the strike, and because you're shooting into the wind, you do have disadvantage for the strike, even though
Sure.
they're adjacent to an ally. So go ahead and do regular damage.
7 piercing.
Solid. All right,
Zach.
Zach.
Okay.
Position wise, you're kind of in a.
Right. I'm gonna have to hold until
Okay.
others can move forward.
Calder, you haven't even made your way out onto the rope yet. Still looking at the situation and holding back. You want to do anything?
If I step out here, I can't like see anything.
No.
I guess yeah, I'll just like hug the wall and chill for now.
Okay. The Terrafolk will slide straight down and attack One Eye.
Bring it.
I am. So it's going to go straight up about 20 feet. So it's now 30 feet above you. Once it gets to that point, it's going to drop straight down like an arrowhead, straight in at you with a dive.
Oh god, he's using my own tactic.
All right. When it makes it down there, it's going to be slashing with its 2 claws, and it's also going to be biting at you. Bite. Claw. Miss.
Bite hits. Yeah, bite hits, claws miss.
Okay. Make an acrobatics check for me.
Critical success.
Okay, and make a... no, don't make any checks. Just automatic. You are frightened of the Terrafolk as a part of its terror dive technique. It moved 30 feet straight down in an attack against you. So you have the frightened condition with it. It kind of bites into you and kind of tries to rear you down. You very quickly kind of twist with the immovable rod to hold your position where you're at. And your turn. Take the shot.
If I'm frightened, don't I have to run away from it, don't I?
No, frightened just means you can't move any closer to it, and it's already adjacent to you.
Oh, okay.
And your attacks have disadvantage against it.
Is it adjacent to me right now, or did it like kind of back
It's
up, back up?
It's slammed into you. It's kind of got its feet perched on the stone near you.
Okay, so
it's effectively
essentially,
straddling you.
Okay, so bow won't work. If that's the case, I'll draw my hand axe, and try to chop it. 19 with disadvantage.
Hits.
For 5 slashing.
All right.
Bonus action Hungry Jaws because
Okay.
rawr. 7, unfortunately.
All right. Well, that's fine. I was going to give you the healing from it anyways, but
He was
make a
already
strength
dead.
saving throw.
7.
Okay. You slam the hand axe into its head as it kind of pulls its teeth away from you, and then you kind of reach to kind of bite at it, and as its head starts careening away, you start to feel your balance shifting. Your one hand is on the bow and on the immovable rod, and it's kind of like a meaty grip you've got on both of these things. And the hand axe you just pulled out of your pocket to slam into its head is dragging you with it down the cliff. As you kind of try to hold yourself, you let go of the hand axe. The hand axe and the Terrafolk start falling off. And go ahead and notch 2 Terrafolk for One Eye. All right, the ladder's up and around the corner, but it's 7 o'clock, and so we will continue the Firefinger, actually being in the Firefinger, next session. Thanks for watching.
Rhyme of
And
death.
log on in about 10 or so minutes, and we'll be doing the next session, Deceiver's Tools. Have a great night, or come watch us some more. Bye!